Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all are well. Let's see if we're live. We are live on. Oh, I always got to get the volume down. There we are. All right. What are we going through today? Today's Wednesday. No podcast today. We do have a podcast tomorrow with Grant Lyon, the comedian who is taking the board game industry by storm. I can't wait to chat with him. He's a funny dude and just overall great guy. So looking forward to getting to know him better tomorrow, live on air at our podcast. Check it out at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, look at that. We got Joe's joined us live. That's awesome. Hello, Joe. How's it going, buddy? So while I'm waiting for that anticipation, I thought I would do a box opening. We had a bunch of stuff arrive today from Vistaprint. Vistaprint. We have Breakout Con coming up next weekend. And we are going to be having two tables at Breakout Con for Tin Robot Games. And we're going to be showcasing all of our games, or not both, the ones that we have in stock. We'll be taking some late pledges on Hamsters versus Hippos. We're also going to be talking about Planting Evidence, the relaunch. So we'll actually have this demoing at Breakout Con, so people, and a QR code people can scan to back us right there on the spot. If you haven't signed up for this, please go to the link tree above, click on it, go to Planting Evidence Kickstarter. Please give me a follow on that campaign. Really appreciate it. It helps us with the algorithms. This is going to launch next Wednesday. We're going to profile that at Breakout Con as well. And quite frankly, I'm going to try to meet as many of the other publishers as I can to see if any of them want to come on the podcast and talk about their companies, their games, their story, everything great that we always cover off on the Board Game Binge podcast. So what arrived in the mail today from Vistaprint? So I want to say a couple things first. Vistaprint, I've had a rough relationship with Vistaprint over this past couple of weeks. We were supposed to get this stuff like a week and a half ago. I was tracking my package. It's like I'm in Barrie, Ontario, which is about an hour north of Toronto. And I'm getting notifications that it's arriving in Windsor, which is like near the U.S. border. And so I finally call them up. I'm like, what's going on, guys? This shows it was just delivered in Windsor. It's supposed to be coming to Barrie. And it's a week and a half late. We need this for the trade show. And so their response was, oh, that's our incineration facility. Yeah, I guess there was some confusion. So they just sent it to the incineration facility. And I said, well, can you just like redeploy the box, send it back here, and I can get the stuff in time for the show? And they said, no, we can't do that. All we can do is a reorder. So they did a reorder for me, which is supposed to arrive today. But everything online showed that it wasn't going to show up for another week in a bit. So I ended up ordering the stuff I'm going to show you in this box from someone local. Got a refund from these guys, and then lo and behold, the stuff still shows up, which is bananas. But hey, I'm going to have lots of extra stuff for the trade show, so that, I guess, worked out in the end. Okay, first box. Let's talk about that. I am going to get my trusty knife, and I just want to say hello to everybody who's joined us so far. Galinsky, buddy, good to see you, man. It's been a while. We got Green Dareen Lee joined, and Board Game Mamam joined us. Welcome, everybody. Doing a box opening. Okay. Box number one. Yeah, let me change cameras here. Go to the two-shot. And yes, I am wearing a Baby Yoda t-shirt. Gotta love the Mandalorian. Everybody loves Yoda, especially Baby Yoda. If anybody didn't check out the most recent, well, I know Joe for sure checked out the most recent season of Obi-Wan. It was fantastic. Sure, there's some problems with it, but overall, I think we can all agree they brought it home at the end in that final episode. Wow, it was an awesome ending to that series. Yes, two cameras. All right, get the packing out of here. Oh, nice. A coupon for the next time I don't use these guys. I'm just kidding. I'll probably use them again. This is the first time I've ever had an issue with Vistaprint. I've always done business cards with them. You get the stuff lickety-split really fast. Way cheaper, quite frankly, than I used to, like, we do marketing on the side, and we used to do business cards with local printers. And it will always take a while to get the cards. And then one time I was in a jam. I'm like, oh, I'll use Vistaprint because, we'll have to just go with the cheap guys. And their soft touch cards from Vistaprint we're as good, if not better, than what the local guys are doing, as getting it cheaper and way faster. So I started using Vistaprint for a lot of stuff. And this is the first time I've used them for promo material, which I'm going to show you in the larger box when I open that. But the first box that we had done is, oh my God. Let me see if we can slice this open. Dun, 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 without cutting myself. There we go. Okay. This is why I get excited about this. So we got these little cards made for Tin Robot Games, because I found when I was at, we were at a local flea market selling some of our board games a couple weeks ago, just to kind of see how it went. It went okay. A lot of people give you kind of the polite no, which is, oh, do you have a business card maybe? And then that's just basically a polite no, but still you want to give them a business card. My old business card literally had like personal phone numbers and everything on there. And if you're giving it to people who are doing it just as a polite no, rather not do that. So the new card I created has just our email address on it, social@tinrobotgames.com. Of course, it also has all of our handles, which is at tinrobotgames. On the reverse, see if you can see this. Come on, come into focus. Board Game Binge Podcast. QR code, scan that, takes you right to the Board Game Binge Podcast website. There on their phone, they click one button and you can subscribe to the podcast. So you can give that to people who want to listen. And also to hand this out to the other publishers at the show, right? So when I run into, I know that Connor McGoey will be there from Inside Up Games. Super good guy. He already has my contact info. But if, say I hadn't met him, I could go up to him and say, hey, if you haven't heard of the podcast, here it is. Check it out. Also love to have you on as a guest. So we've got a card we can give them. Now, there's one more function to these cards. I'm actually going to poke a hole in this particular card. I'm going to demonstrate this. I'll do it on the back. All right. Do it in a way I don't cut myself. So check this out. Let me get that hole in there. So my niece, Megan, she's just awesome. I love her so much. She is helped me with some giveaways, or maybe not giveaways, but even things we could potentially sell for a couple bucks at the show. And it's these meeple earrings. So we had these extra meeples left over from a demo, like a prototype we've been working on for a game and Adam and I are working on. And we had these little meeples. We had all these extra little meeples, the pink ones. And she does jewelry by hand, a lot of jewelry. So I asked her if she could turn these into earrings. And lo and behold, she was, right? So you put your earring in. But we figured what we do is we'd use this card as the backer. So if people want to buy the earrings off us, I think I got the stopper on there, they can. And we'll hand it to them on the card. So again, they have a way of finding out where they get those earrings from and a way to contact us. How cool is that? Is that not awesome? I am so excited. So a buddy Jay of mine helped me with some of the design on this. We want to leave a gap on purpose there so that we weren't covering up any graphics or anything like that. Artwork with the earrings, but we got the earrings on there. We had a bunch of earrings made. So we've got at the trade show, I think we're going to sell them for $5 maybe. I don't know, whatever. Cover her for her time and her supplies. But we're going to have the meeple earrings. We also had some game pieces from some of our games. So we had extra meeples from Nutty Squirrels of the Oakwood Forest, for instance. The little cute little squirrels we had made. We had a bunch of extras made because you never know. Sometimes when you're making board games, they arrive with broken pieces or pieces not in the box. So I always get extra made so I can send them out to people if they need them. Well, I got a lot of these squirrel meeples. So we actually turned them into little dangling earrings as well. So it's kind of cool. I can't wait. I think we even turned some of the acorns from that game into earrings as well. So it's just little fun stuff. So that's the one. Put that to the side. So we got plenty of cards to hand out. So now if people want a card, as a polite no, I can just hand them a card. That works. All right. Any guesses what's in this box? It is a large box. Let's see if I can get her cracked open here. Yeah, it is a cool idea. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. All right. This is something I've been waiting for a long time. Be careful when I cut it because I don't want to go through. I think me and the kids are going to do a TikTok on this one later too. So, of course, when you have a booth, everybody on the booth should match. This bag is sealed. Okay. We're going to tear that open. So we have everybody's working the show. Adam, myself, Alex, who helps us with social media, should be there. My friend Sarah Pippy's going to come and help us out. That's cool. All right. So I'm assuming this is the medium because there's no way this would fit me. Or this is small probably. Yeah, this is small. So Emma will wear this one. So on the front, you've got Tin Robot Games. And on the back, can I get in there? Board Game Binge Podcast. That turned out awesome. Did a screen print on the front. Well, actually, no, they didn't do a screen print on the front. They did look like a heat transfer on the front. The back, because it's a full color, you have to do a heat transfer. If you don't, there's no way you get this design. You have to pick basically 4 colors. We do have a 4-color version, like a simplified version of this logo, but kind of like the one that's on our screen that you can see here if you're watching on YouTube, or the ones we have at the end of the show when we have the animated guy gobbling up the meeples. So again, super, super excited about this. I think it turned out pretty good. It's navy blue, so it does fit somewhat well with the Tin Robot design, look, and feel. And yeah, we got the Board Game Binge podcast. Dude. So that's been a good day. So these shirts, I mean, they're not stretch fit or anything like that. They're just standardized shirts like you'd have, like, it's Fruit of Loom, quite frankly. So these are essentially undershirts with the printing on them. But because this stuff wasn't supposed to show up on time, I had actually ordered some locally, a little bit nicer quality as well. And those will be ready on Monday. So maybe I'll show those when they come in as well. Super excited. But definitely everybody at the show now is going to match. We're going to have cards to hand out. We're going to have earrings to sell in addition to our board games. If you are in Canada, if you are in the Toronto area, I encourage you to check out Breakout Con. Simply just Google Breakout Con. You're going to come across it. It is, I believe, the largest one, at least in Ontario, if not Canada. And it's our kind of board game convention that we have here. So lots of gaming tables for people to play games, try games. There will be a prototype area. So if you're into prototyping and trying games that are kind of just coming off the press where they're still trying to work things through, you can do that. If you have game ideas yourself and you want to bring them, you can do that as well. Barry board game, right? Maybe not, Joe. Maybe not Barry board game. I think this guy's name might be James because I'm pretty sure it's a caricature of me, but we'll see. Anyway, Breakout Con. So please come out to Breakout Con. Check it out. Lots of fun. Lots of chance to play a lot of new games maybe you haven't tried. Meet some people maybe you haven't met. Play prototypes. Bring your own prototypes if you want. They have an area where you can do exchange, right? They have silent auctions for people that brought games they're just trying to sell off. If you're into board games, it is the event to do in this area. I encourage you to come out, and if you can, swing by our booth. We'll be right outside the main gaming room, and check out some of the stuff from Tin Robot Games. That's all I got for you right now, guys. I want to thank you so much again for following us on this podcast. Again, if you haven't already, go up in the links above the bio and Planting Evidence. If you could kindly give us a follow there, I'd really appreciate it. And join us tomorrow. Grant Lyon, the comedian. I know Joe Galinsky, he's a comedian himself, so you probably appreciate this, Joe. Grant Lyon, check his stuff out on YouTube. It's awesome. And so he's going to be on the podcast tomorrow. Can't wait. Anyway, guys, you take care and have a great afternoon. Cheers. This has been an episode of the Board Game Binge podcast, hosted by James Staley, produced by James Staley and Mike Bruner, with original music by Nick Smith. If you would like to watch these interviews live, simply subscribe to our YouTube channel, Board Game Binge, and you'll get access to live interviews, giveaways, and interesting board game content from across the industry. I can't wait for you to join us. See you next time.